Of brother Prince William and his wife Catherine, he said, "I always hoped that the four of us would get on. But very quickly it became Meghan versus Kate. And that, when it plays out so publicly, you can't hide from that," he told Tom Bradby, in an ITV interview. He said he imagined that would continue when he found his own partner and they became a foursome. But it was not to be. And those stereotypes about the new woman in his life had been a barrier to his brother and sister-in-law welcoming her in to the family. Prince Harry said that while Prince William never tried to dissuade him from marrying Meghan, he did air some concerns and warned Harry, "This is gonna be really hard for you." I still to this day don't truly understand which part he was talking about. But maybe, maybe he predicted what the British press's reaction was gonna be. He said, "I'd always imagined the tunnel was some treacherous passageway, inherently dangerous, but it was just a short, simple, no-frills tunnel. No reason anyone should ever die inside it." In the interview, Prince Harry said that the tunnel posed no danger of anybody losing control even after a drink, or a couple of drinks. Almost physically impossible to lose control of a vehicle unless you are completely blinded at the wheel, implying that distraction from the paparazzi may have caused the driver to crash. The people that were predominantly responsible for it all got away with it, he said. Prince Harry also said that, after Diana's death, he and his brother William were sat down in a room and told that the events leading to the car crash were like a bicycle chain. If you remove just one of those links from the chain, the end result doesn't happen, Harry recalled being told. When William asked what might have happened had the paparazzi not been chasing Diana's car, he was told that the result wouldn't have been the same. During the interview, Harry also expressed his hope that he might one day reconcile with his father and brother. "Forgiveness is 100% a possibility, because I would like to get my father back. I would like to have my brother back," he told interviewer Tom Bradby. "At the moment, I don't recognize them, as much as they probably don't recognize me." He blamed the tabloid press as the antagonist, who he said want to create as much conflict as possible. The ITV interview is the first of 4 broadcast appearances to be aired over the coming days to promote Spare. Prince Harry also spoke to 2 US TV networks. He gave an interview to Anderson Cooper for 60 Minutes on CBS News, which will air on Sunday night, and also spoke to Michael Strahan of Good Morning America, which will be broadcast on Monday. He will also appear as a guest on Stephen Colbert's Late Show on CBS on Tuesday. Although Spare is not due to be published until Tuesday, extracts were leaked after some copies went on sale early in Spain. BBC News has obtained a copy and has been translating it. Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace have both said they will not comment on the contents of the book.
Prince Harry says UK royals got into bed with tabloid press devil. He told Britain's ITV he had fled Britain with his family for California in 2020, fearing for our lives, and said he no longer recognized his father or his elder brother Prince William, the heir to the throne. "After many, many years of lies being told about me and my family, there comes a point where, going back to the relationship between certain members of the family and the tabloid press, those certain members have decided to get in the bed with the devil to rehabilitate their image," he said. "The moment that rehabilitation comes at the detriment of others, me, other members of my family, then that's where I draw the line." On Thursday, Harry's book, Spare, mistakenly went on sale in Spain 5 days before its official release, chronicling not only hugely personal details, such as how he lost his virginity and took illegal drugs. His elder brother had knocked him over in a brawl, and both siblings begged their father not to marry his second wife, Camilla, now the Queen Consort, the book says. Commentators say the book has plunged the monarchy into its biggest crisis since the days of the royal soap opera in the 1990s around the breakup of Charles' marriage to his late first wife Princess Diana, the mother of William and Harry. In the ITV interview, Harry repeated and elaborated on accusations that he and Meghan have made since they left royal duties, that the royals and their aides not only failed to protect them from a hostile and sometimes racist press. The saddest part of that is certain members of my family and the people that work for them are complicit in that conflict, he said, indicating that included both Charles and Camilla. So far, there has been no comment from Buckingham Palace. Harry said he didn't think his father or brother would read his book. An unnamed friend of William told the Sunday Times that the Prince of Wales was burning with anger, but would not respond for the good of his family and the country. Harry told ITV he wanted reconciliation with his family members but said they had shown no interest, giving the impression it was better to keep him and Meghan as villains. I genuinely believe, and I hope, that reconciliation between my family and us will have a ripple effect across the entire world. Maybe that's lofty, maybe that's naive, he said. Harry also said he hoped his multiple legal actions against newspapers would help change the media, saying it was at the epicenter of so many of the problems across the UK. My father said to me that it was probably a suicide mission to try and change the press, he said. Polls suggest many Britons are becoming bored of the whole royal melodrama, and further revelations are unlikely to shake their views, whether sympathetic to Harry and Meghan, or to those they criticize. I love my father. I love my brother. I love my family. I will always do. Nothing of what I've done in this book or otherwise has ever been to harm them or hurt them, he said.
Prince Harry defends tell-all memoir in furious ITV interview. Prince Harry launched a broadside at the King, the Queen Consort, his brother and other royals in a furious ITV interview in which he defended his revelatory memoir, claiming that remaining silent only allows the abuser to abuse. In excerpts from his book, Spare, read aloud during an interview with ITV's Tom Bradby on Sunday night, Harry wrote that his interests had been sacrificed to Camilla's PR altar. Asked if he was pretty consistently scathing about his stepmother and the press, Harry replied, "Scathing? There's no part of any of the things that I've said are scathing towards any member of my family, especially not my stepmother. There are things that have happened that have been incredibly hurtful, some in the past, some current." He accused the royal family of a really horrible reaction on the day of the Queen's death, saying the family was on the back foot, and he had witnessed leaking and planting. His words came after it was reported he claimed in his memoir that Meghan was not welcome at Balmoral. In the first of several interviews to be broadcast before the book's publication day, Harry was asked if his interests had been sacrificed for those of his father when it came to the press. Explaining the royals' relationship with the press, Harry said, "I love my father, I love my brother, I love my family." He had no intention of hurting or harming them, he said. But regarding the tabloid press, he said, certain members have decided to get in bed with the devil, to rehabilitate their own images. That was their choice, he said, adding, but the moment that rehabilitation comes at the detriment to others, me, other members of my family, that's where I draw the line. He spoke of royals competing for the limelight. William and Kate, he said, had suffered from this, from my father and stepmother, or their office. He thought, as the spare to the heir, everything would be fine with him and Meghan. How wrong I was. The very thing that William and Kate had experienced from Pa and Camilla happened to us. and happened from William and Kate's office as well, he said. An excerpt from his audiobook was played in which Harry said he and William told Charles, "We endorse Camilla. Just please don't marry her, just be together, Pa." Harry continues, "He didn't answer. But she answered. Shortly after our private summits with her, she began to play the long game. A campaign aimed at marriage, and eventually the crown, with Pa's blessing we presumed." Stories began to appear everywhere in all the papers about her private conversations with Willie. Stories that contained pinpoint accurate details, none of which had come from Willie, of course. They could only have been leaked by the one other person present. Excerpts also revealed that, as the relationship between Harry and William deteriorated, they met Charles to discuss the situation after the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral. During their exchange, William swore, on Mummy's life, that he just wanted Harry to be happy. "For nearly 25 years we'd reserved that soul-crushing vow for times when one of us needed to be heard to be believed quickly," Harry wrote. "But," he told Bradby, "it stopped me cold, as it was meant to. Not because he'd used it, but because it didn't work. I simply didn't believe him." Harry said he wanted reconciliation, but with accountability. Asked to justify writing the book and disclosing private conversations with his family, Harry said, "The level of planting and leakings from other members of the family means that, in my mind, they have written countless books. Certainly millions of words have been dedicated to trying to trash my wife and myself to the point where I had to leave my country." Harry denied he and Meghan had accused members of the royal family of racism in their Oprah Winfrey interview, saying, "The British press said that." Referring to the well-reported remarks over the color of their son Archie's skin, he described it as unconscious bias, not racism. He also said the incident involving charity founder Ngozi Fulani and Lady Susan Hussey was a very good example of the environment within the institution. Asked if William and Kate had not got on with Meghan, almost from the get-go, Harry replied, "Yeah, fair. Stereotyping had caused a bit of a barrier," he said, adding, "American actress, divorced, biracial." Harry also spoke about Beardgate, a bizarre week-long row in which Harry revealed he had to ask the Queen if he could keep his beard for his wedding, a no-no according to military rules, apparently. The Queen agreed, after Harry explained his beard was a shield to my anxiety. But he claimed William later tried to order him to shave it off. "It was an spare thing," Harry said, and also, he thought, because William had himself been asked to shave off a beard while in uniform. Harry admitted to feeling some guilt when walking among the crowds outside Kensington Palace after his mother's death, and feeling the mourners' tears on his hands when he shook them, saying the only time he cried was at her burial. Harry also revealed how his father blamed himself for his son's struggles. Narrating an extract from the book, he read, "Over dinner one night at Highgrove, Pa and I spoke at some length about what I'd been suffering. I gave him the particulars, told him story after story. Towards the end of the meal he looked down at his plate and said softly, 'I suppose it's my fault. I should have got you the help you needed years ago.' I assured him that it wasn't his fault, but I appreciated the apology." Harry is also speaking to Anderson Cooper for 60 Minutes on CBS News on Sunday night, Michael Strawn of Good Morning America on Monday, and Stephen Colbert on The Late Show on CBS on Wednesday morning UK time. Kensington Palace declined to comment on the interview.